Hey guys, I hope you guys have been well and had a good weekend. This video is a recap slash voiceover of yesterday's trade. I did not bring my microphone with me yesterday. I was out, so I did some screen recording, but I could actually screen record everything. I took a loss yesterday, and I gotta admit it was pretty annoying because it was my fault. I will go through with you in this video how I actually took that loss. And I'll explain to you why I was very annoyed. Anyway, so what you will see now is a screen recording from last night of the outlook coming towards New York Open. And I'll do a voiceover as we go. Okay, and I'll stop and I'll restart the recording as needed. Okay, so let me just play this. Alright, so yesterday was Monday, the 9th of September, coming towards New York. Now, what you're seeing here is the hourly chart, US30, obviously. Now, I know the time says 1900, but that's actually 7 a.m. New York. All right, that's 1900 Western Australia time. So this is my outlook. I had the 1 hour support. Okay. Now, I also had something in mind that the floor has been pretty bearish, the structure, but I think yesterday for the entire day we've been sort of like pushing bullish, so there was a bit of a bullish rally come Monday. Excuse me. Right, so I marked down 1 hour resistance. Let me just pause it there. Right, so I've marked down 1 hour resistance right all the way up here, right, which coincides with a 4 hour resistance. Okay, and there's another 1 hour support below the first 1 hour support, so there are two supports there. Okay, and we are at I think close to 7:30, I think, by memory. Okay. Right, you can see, so you can see here the time is ticking, so it's actually real time here. All right, so I wrote down flow from last week was bearish flow. Okay. All right, so now we are actually on the 5 minutes. All right, so I have two scenarios today. Oh, sorry, I had two scenarios yesterday. Let me just pause that recording for a while. So I had two scenarios yesterday. One was a buy scenario or a buy play, and the other one was a short play or a short scenario. Okay, so I'm laying out the landscape or the condition or the trigger point if I were to go long last night. Okay. Right, so I said we'll look after buy after 8 a.m. Right, so you see the time is ticking. Right, and that is one potential scenario where price, because this looks it's going to break anyway. That was what was in my mind. It looks like it's going to break this resistance, or 5 minutes resistance anyway, even before the 8 a.m. And if it does, and I will look into a fresh resistance made after the 8 a.m. and then take a support, and the fresh support as my stop loss. As I said, price may or may not create fresh support, fresh resistance on the 5 minutes. Yeah, and I said if it does, we'll look to buy from the break of the 5 minutes resistance. Okay. I'm going to TP there, take profit, right, which is to your left. You can see there's a 5 minutes resistance, right? Yeah, so this bar setup will be considered an internal breakout play. Right, and I said it's a big if. If the 7 a.m. candle closes bullish, right? Because if it closes bearish, then I cannot take a buy play, right? I cannot, that will be considered an extra breakout play, and I need 1 hour candle to actually close above it. Right, if it closes bearish, need to redraw the whole thing for the buy play, right? That's what I said. May not be valid. It depends. And I wrote 7 a.m. candle is 1900 on my chart. Excuse me. All right, so that's the first scenario. This is the second scenario, a short play. Still a internal breakout play. If price break this 5-minute support, right, this green line here, we look into short position upon the break of the support. And I'll target here, right, the TP, right, you can see here, there's a 5-minute support there. All right, so the time is 7:26 a.m. These are the two possible scenarios that might play out. Okay, so basically that was my analysis for the New York Open. Yeah, I don't think I made any more remarks. I think after this, after that, it was just a waiting game. Oh, I didn't. So, all right. Okay. So I said we'll check back in again. Yeah, come New York Opens. But yeah, I got like I said, I was out, so I got distracted and I didn't have the time to make the recording. But I did take the trade, which ended up being a loss. So annoying. Anyway, okay. So let me just stop right there. Okay, and what we'll do, we will go to the chart. And so that was basically my analysis coming towards New York. Right, so it was real time. You can see the time was ticking, right? You can just rewind that again. You can see time is ticking there, right? 2:20, 2:19, 18, 17, 16. Yeah, 2 minutes 15 away from that 5 minutes candle to close. All right, so that was yesterday's recording for the outlook coming towards New York. So what I'll do, let's go to the chart and then I'll walk you through the thought process before I took the trade. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Right, we are now back on the chart. Okay, you can see all my markings from yesterday. Right, so basically that was 1 hour chart. Okay, where were we? Okay, so that was where I drew my 4-hour resistance, coincide with the 1 hour. All right, sorry, I just had to hide the annotation and the markings so you can see the price action. So that was my 1 hour resistance and 1 hour support. Sorry, 4-hour resistance. That was the 1 hour support here, 1 hour support there, right? The 2 levels of 1 hour support. And that was when I actually entered my position. Okay, so I took a loss there. So I had 2 scenarios yesterday. One was actually a long play, right? It's still an internal breakout play because that was the resistance and this is the support. That price is still moving within this support and resistance. And I had 2 scenarios. I had a buy play and I have a short play, right? The long play, the buy play was on the break off that 5 minutes resistance, right? And then the short play was actually on the break off the 5 minute support. Okay, price end up for the entire night. Actually, from the morning, right, from the Monday opens, it's just been pushing and pushing and pushing like real hard, right? Pushing bullish. Okay, so let me just bring that back and I'll take you to yesterday. Okay, so this is the 5 minutes. Right, so this candle here marks the New York Open, guys. All right, so price is still within this range. Okay, and I said I will look into a buy when price actually breaks this 5 minutes resistance, and I'll look into a short position if price actually breaks this support, right? Okay, so price keeps on sort of like moving around this range and price kind of breaks that support, right? But I just didn't like the way it break that support, so I was waiting for one more candle just to confirm. All right, and plus we have a decent space here as well for me to capitalize something, right? Towards this 1 hour support here as my TP, but then price went all the way back in again, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna take that short, right? Obviously, and good thing that I didn't. Okay, so price actually going back inside that range. Okay, now this is where I took my loss, I think, on this one, on this candle over here. Okay, it was just a really silly mistake because I was out and normally I have 2 screens. One screen I would have my MT5 and the other screen I would have my trading view. And yesterday, let me just take this, yeah, as this candle was forming, right, it was obviously forming bullish, so you can imagine on the 5 minutes it was really bullish. So I thought, okay, I'm finally going to take, because it's been a long wait, right? So I said, okay, I'm going to excuse me, I'm going to actually take this buy. It went all the way up here, right? So I went to my MT5. I was measuring the what do you call it, the lot size, right? Because on trading view and my MT5 the price is slightly different because this is Pepperstone broker and I'm using DarwinX broker. Okay, and as price actually as price was still forming bullish, I went to my MT5, was trying to calculate the, and I actually had, sorry guys, so I had this as my stop loss, right? Okay. Okay. And I was, as price was actually still forming bullish, I was measuring the distance from here to here, right? Because that will be my entry point, right? Wherever price is, right? Because obviously I didn't know, I didn't expect price was gonna actually close bearish all the way down here. So I thought it was gonna be closing bullish. So I was measuring the distance between here and here, right? As price was moving, right? And still forming bullish, right? I go, okay, so whatever amount of pips it was. And I saw the time on trading view, it was like 5 seconds left before this candle closed, and it was still bullish. Although I know that I can see that the top wick was actually forming and the body becomes less and less. But then I got the the lot size sorted out, went back to my MT5, placed a buy without even looking at how the candle closed. So apparently as soon as I clicked the buy button, it quickly just went and closed bearish. Okay, and by the time I realized that, I got out manually. Yeah, price actually pushed all the way down, as you can see. Okay. Yeah, it was a really silly mistake. I really kicked myself, like over and over again yesterday, because you can see it for yourself. The idea was right. Okay, so price did actually fell all the way down to the 1 hour support, right? Breaking that 5 minute support. Although, having said that, I couldn't actually take my short position here because price didn't actually give me any entry. Okay. Right. So nothing here, right? Nothing for me here anyway. Okay. And then if you can see, I think this was yeah, so this was actually a 930 candle, NYSE candle. Okay. And price actually, so this was, yeah, okay, so this candle, right, this candle here was supposedly that candle, if that makes sense. So I was expecting price doing this or closing, above the clean traffic line, above the 5 minute resistance, to look something like this, right? Which I would actually catch a buy and then take it all the way up there. But again, it was pure, like, nothing to do with the system. I think the strategy got it right. The trader, right, the user made a mistake. I made a mistake. Okay, it was pretty painful because it did actually went to TP, my original TP, and then more. I think I saw. Yeah, I put the level 2 TP, which is the next TP. If I were to actually catch that buy, or if I were to hold on to the trade. Anyway, so that's pretty much how it actually looks like yesterday. So I was going to catch that that long play, but then price just caught me. They just purely a rookie mistake. It was really, really a rookie mistake. I was so annoyed. Yeah, looking at it again, because it was actually pushing bullish like this. Okay, so it was actually a really, like, when you were there, like just the last 10 seconds maybe, it was still like going hard. So it was still looking bullish, and just the last few seconds as I was calculating my lot size, it must have actually pushed price down. And by the time I went back, I didn't actually see anymore. I just went and entered my lot size, and then I didn't even have the time to put my stop loss. So got into the execute, like it was market order, got into the position, and then I realized, oh shoot, it actually closed bearish. And this was the candle that I was looking for. This was the confirmation candle, because it actually closed beyond, above the 5 minutes resistance. Right, so if I play this out, and if you ask me why didn't I actually take this is bloody valid. This is like 200% valid. I didn't take it not because of the setup. This is more from my risk management control. 1 trade a day maximum, 1 loss a day, and that's it. Okay. And I didn't take this setup, and it actually ended up going to TP, right? Which was bloody annoying, right? And price just kept on going higher and higher. So there was another thing as well, guys. So this was, so 1 loss a day. That was me, right? That was done. That's it. I'm done for the day if I took 1 loss. So this was this candle here, right? That was 21.45. For that was 9.45. So on the clock it was 9.50. So I only had 10 minutes window, because I know by 10 o'clock price could range, right, for like a good hour. So I thought I just took a loss, even if I took this trade, and this is the right setup, this is the right confirmation. Price might actually went sideways, right, for the next hour. So I didn't want to just glued to the chart, for another hour, and it's actually trading outside of my, or trading almost outside of my window anyway. So I decided to just sit this one out. And yeah, and price what was it, was 10 o'clock, yes. So I thought, so 10 o'clock, 10:15, right, price still pushed all the way up, and it just started ranging, right, for a good, I think it was a good hour, like hour, I think. Yeah, see, it's a good hour, right? Price just gonna do a bit of a correction, right, a bit of pullback before continuing higher and hitting that 4-hour resistance. Okay, bloody annoying, right? So that was pretty much yesterday. Okay, and so just in hindsight, what I should have done was I've just been sitting impatiently, because I was out, so it was hard to actually pull my monitor up, get a Wi-Fi, and when I did, and price was sort of kind of ranging, went all the way back up again. And when I saw this, I think I was just too much in a hurry. What I should have done, I should have just waited until this candle completely closed, then do the lot size. What I normally do is, like, for the last 10 seconds or 15 seconds before the candle closed, I would have calculated the lot size already. Okay, and then by the time the candle closed, I'll take a position. But yesterday, I think I was just a few seconds too quick, and it was one of those candles that, so it wasn't making a bearish candle like this, from the beginning. So it was actually really pushing bullish. It was actually like this. So it had a short bottom wick, but it had like a really big body to the upside, right, to to the top side, breaking the 5 minutes resistance. But then the last few seconds, it kind of like pushed down and then closed bearish. Yeah, but it was a lesson. Okay. Did I like it? No, of course not. Again, nobody actually loves paying for the lesson, that kind of lesson. But yeah, it is what it is. I just have to move on, focus on tonight's setup, and the idea is not to dwell in yesterday's losses, but more of like just going through what was in my head emotionally. I think I gotta admit, I knew the long play was likely to unfold, right? That I knew it's gonna happen. And it was Monday, right? And yesterday, last week I only took 1 trade, and I think subconsciously there was something in my head that is eager to take this trade. And not that I actually took the trade without any scenario. I had the scenario in my head. As I said, as I shared with you before on the recording yesterday, I did have that scenario, a potential scenario playing out. But then, I was just subconsciously too eager to get into a position, and what I didn't want was I didn't want price to kind of close bullish, like strongly bullish, like let me just, yeah, so something like this, right, like here, and then kind of explode to the upside without me. So I thought like the last few seconds, you know, it's very unlikely for price to close bearish. But then, hey, yeah, now you know, right? Sometimes when price wanna trick you, right, it will push, it will change, you know, between bullish to bearish in a matter of seconds, the last few seconds. Yeah, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's move on. Let's focus on tonight's setup. So judging from yesterday's move, we might get a pretty decent Tuesday, right? Yeah, anyway, so I will do another recording, a live recording for the live trade tonight. Happy trading and stay well. Thank you for watching, guys. If you find this video useful, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Make sure you check out my other videos too.